just want to review the ways that we can solve that, okay? So if I, can you guys see that? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there's three ways I can do it. What's one way you want to show? Ayla. Pardon me? Algorithm, okay. Now there's two ways we could do the algorithm, showing every step. I'm gonna show the first one because I'm trying to take this for Trinity and see what we're doing. So if I've got 325 times 24, I'm gonna first multiply by my ones, so 4 times 5, which is how many? Braden?
1.
And I'm gonna write down what that whole value is in the right place value. The next thing I'm gonna do is multiply 4 times what? Rain.
2.
Yes, and the 2 is in what place? In the 10, so 2 tens is equal to what? Ten plus 10 is 20, so I'm really doing 4 times 20, which is how much? I can look at it as 4 times 2 tens. What's 4 times 2?
8.
Yes. Where am I going to write that 8? In what place? Because I'm doing 4 times 2, and the 2 is worth 20, that's really 80. So I'm going to put the 8 in the tens place, because I'm multiplying by 2 tens. But because I'm multiplying by 2 tens, I don't have any 1s, so I'm going to put the 0 there. Because 4 times 20 is 80. Then what do I do next? Emma, what do you think we do next? Because you were away last week when we were doing this. What do you think the next step will be that I take? If I've done 4 times 5, 4 times 2, what do you think I'll do next? The 4 times the 3 that is in what place? Ones, tens. What place is hundreds? Because that says 325, right? So this is 4 times 300. So I'm not multiplying by ones, I'm not multiplying by tens, I'm multiplying by the 100. What's 4 times 3? Emma? Elise? It'll be 1200, that's right, because the 4 times the 3 is 12, and then I have the 2 zeros as placeholders. Does that make sense, Emma? Okay. Then what do I do? Because all I've multiplied by so far is by the 4 in the ones place for that factor. Braden, what do I do next?
2 times 5.
I'm going to do 2 times 5, but the 2 is in what place?
10.
It's in the tens place, so it's actually 2 tens, which is 20, and I'm multiplying it by 5. What's 2 times 5? Braden? 10. But I'm in the tens place with the 20, so I have a 0 there, and I have 10 tens, which is 100. What do I do next? Elise?
10 times 20.
Sorry, say that a little louder.
20 times 20.
Very good. Do you know what 20 times 20 is? Or 2 tens times 2 tens? Am I counting by ones when I say 20 times 20? I'm not counting by ones there, and I don't have ones here. I'm going to put the 2 zeros down. Does that make sense? And then I multiply the 4, or the 2 times the 2, which is what? 4, okay? So if I did 20 times 1, it would be 20. If I did 20 times 10, it would be 200. But now I'm going to do that twice. 200 times 2 is 400, okay? And then what's the last thing I have to do? What's the last thing I have to do? Noah?
20 times 3.
20 times?
20 times 300.
Exactly, because the 3 is in the hundreds place. So do I have any ones here? Do I have any tens here? Will I have any hundreds here? But I'm gonna have a lot of them. So I don't have any ones, I don't have any tens, but I have 2 times 30.
600.
It won't be 600, it will be 60 hundred. Okay, because I'm doing 20 times 3. All right, so I have 6,000. Now what do I do? James?
Add them.
I'm gonna add them all up, and I've been very careful to put them in the correct place value position. What do we have in the ones place, Emma? Pardon? 0. What do we have in the tens place? Pardon me?
2 and 8.
A 2 and an 8, which equals what? Yeah. So what will I write in the tens place? I'm gonna put a 0 in the tens place, and then what will I put in the hundreds place? And I'm gonna put it up here, because I have to remember to add it in. What's in the hundreds place? And don't forget the extra 1, that's important. So we've got 4 plus 1, which is 4, 5, plus 2, plus another 1. Yeah? And then what do we have in the thousands place? Which equals, yes, okay? So that's doing the algorithm, but showing every single step that we do, okay? What's the other way to do the algorithm? Braden?
It's pretty much like sort of the same way, but you write the answer, like the answer you get below it, and then you do the answer at the top.
So we won't have all of these steps showing, but how am I going to show that I have 8 in the tens, or that I have to carry something? Where am I going to show that, Noah?
I know the other thing that you do for it's an array.
Yes, we'll get to the array in a second, okay? So what am I going to start to do with this one, Noah? If I'm doing the algorithm, but I'm not showing all my thinking down here, I'm going to keep it up here. What's the first step I'm going to take?
5 times 4.
Yes, which is what?
20.
So what do I put in the ones place for my answer?
2.
Yeah, no, I don't put a 2 in there.
0.
I'm putting the ones place down first. Where's the 2 from 20 going to go?
Into the tens place.
It's going to go up in the tens place here, and I'm going to remember I have to add it after I multiply, okay? What's the next thing I do?
20 times 20 times.
I'm still going to do all my ones place first. So I'm going to multiply 4 times the 1, 4 times the 10, 4 times the 100.
4 times 2.
Yes, which is what?
80.
It's 8.
But because 10, it's 80.
Okay. Yes, it's going to be 80, but then I have to remember the extra 2 tens. What's 8 tens plus 2 tens? 10 tens. So I'm going to put the 0 for the 10 tens there. Where does the 1 for the 10 tens go?
Into the hundreds place.
That's right. So I'm going to have to remember to add that one again, all right? What do I do next?
4 times 3 times 4 times 3 plus 1.
Very good. So what is 4 times 3 first? You watching what we're doing, Emma? Okay.
12.
12. And then don't forget to add that one in the 13. So we have 13 hundredths. And if you notice, that's where we got here. 1200 plus 100 is 1300. So we did all this work by showing how we reorganized when we had more than 9, okay? So we got the ones done, 4 times everything. That's what this amount is. But we have a 2-digit number. What do we do next?
2 2 times 5, which equals 10.
Okay, so 2 times 5 equals 10. But this is 2 tens.
Mm-hmm.
So what's 20 times 5?
It's either 50 or 100.
Well, it's one or the other. 20 times 5.
50?
That would be 10 times 5.
100.
So it's 100. And 100 has 0 ones. How many tens does it have?
0.
It doesn't have anything in the tens place, but 10 times what equals 100?
20.
2 times 5 is 10. I don't have any ones, so I put a 0 in for the placeholder. So when I just look at 2 times 5, I'm going to put the 0 down for the 10 it makes, but then I'm going to have to, again, add a 1 later, okay? So I've got my, these are my regroupings for the first when we were doing it times 1. These are my regroupings for the 20, okay? So, now I've got 2 times 2.
2 times 2 is 4, but since it's 20, then
Right now, this is the quicker algorithm. This is the shorter way of doing it. So I'm just going to be looking at what's in each place. I'm doing 2 times 2, which is what?
4,
And then how much did I have to add to that?
1,
1. So what will that be?
5,
5. Okay? Now what is 2 times 3?
6,
In the hundreds place, but because it's 20 times 30, that's why it's in the thousands place. Okay? And what does that equal altogether? What's the hundreds place?
zeros are zeros, and then 5 plus 3 is 8,
Mm-hmm.
6 plus 1 is 7.
Very good. What do you notice about this answer and this answer?
Same
They
thing.
are the same answer, okay? So all this thinking tells you what the value is of each number when you multiply it in the correct place. This is just a shorter version. And you guys were doing really well with that on Friday, okay? But if this one makes more sense for you to write it all out, then that's what you should do. Because that way you're not gonna make as many mistakes, all right? What's the third way we have then? Seth?
The array.
We have the array. What do we do to make the array?
You draw a square.
I'm gonna draw a rectangle, so if I'm not ruler to show my work in it.
Rectangle square. Then we do a line in the middle,
Why do I need a line in the middle?
so you can divide the 20 and 4, so it's just a 20 and 4, not 24.
That's right, so I'm gonna separate, Emma, have you done an array before? Okay, do you understand what Seth's talking about there? Does this make sense to you too? Okay, so we've got 24. Now what else do I have to do?
You would put lines going from top to bottom, so you can show the,
I have 3 places here, so I need 3 places here, yeah. What do I write on the top?
325.
So I'm decomposing this number into its values for each place. Whoops,
20.
and there's a 5. Then what do I do?
Then you do 20 times 5, which would be 100.
Yeah. Can I get London to do the next part? Thanks, Seth. Well done. Pick one of the parts you're familiar with. Pardon? 4 times 5? Yeah. What's 4 times 5?
20.
Yeah. What's another one that's easy? What's 4 times 20? Pardon? 80. What's 4 times 300? Exactly, yeah. Now we're in the 20s, so I'm gonna have a 0 in there for sure. What's 2 times 300? 2 times 300, or 300 plus 300. Sorry? 600.
Wait, you got one?
Remember, see where we had 600? Oh, 600?
400.
Sorry.
400.
My brother's swapping, you put 6,000.
Oh, sorry, put too many. I was in the wrong spot, yeah, doing 300. So this is the 300 times 20, thank you. And then I just have the 20 times 20, what would that be?
400.
400. Because I'm doing a 0 here because I have no ones when I'm multiplying by 20. So it's 2 times 20, which is 40, and it's 2 times 300, which is 600. But it makes it a big number because we have to have the place value there, or the placeholder. Now what do I do?
Add,
What do I add?
all the numbers.
So 6,000, 1,200, 400, 100, 80, and 20. And what's the total for that going to be when I finish adding it? What's the sum? Look at this one. You don't want to be copying exactly what you did there in case you made a mistake there. This is your second chance to double check that your multiplication was accurate and that your adding is accurate.
All the times are 0.
Yes?
The 8 plus 2 equals 10. So you put the what after 10.
Yeah?
100. Equals 7.
4, 5, 7. Don't forget the one you've reorganized. 8.
And 6 plus 1 equals 7.
Yeah. And again, we have the same answer all the way through. Okay? So what I'm going to give you to do are 3 questions. You can do it like that. You might need to use the back page. Or you can do it like this. One or the other of the algorithms plus an array. Okay? Thank you.
Good
Turn
morning,
that-
everyone.